Thank you so much for being here with me today for the Master the Media Masterclass, How to Earn $50,000 in 6 months from Brand Partnerships as a Healthcare Professional. I am so excited to be here with you today. I'm Amy Gorin, and just a quick run of show. If you have any questions, we will answer them at the end. So put those into the Q&A box. And if you're having any technical difficulties, our tech support team is here to help you. So put those questions into the chat. So we are going to be doing a fun giveaway today. We're giving away an Oura Ring. You can have a Gen 4 Oura Ring, and the most engaged attendee wins. That's how this is going to work. So what that means is I'm going to ask questions, answer those questions, be a part of the conversation, ask questions during the Q&A, and the most engaged attendee wins. Of course, they have to be real answers. So if I say, what is your dream brand partnership? Say a brand, not the color purple. So I'm going to start off by asking a question. What will expedite you earning $50,000 in brand partnerships? A, how many years you've been a healthcare practitioner? B, your social media following? C, you being featured in the media? The answer is you being featured in the media. And the reason is how many years you've been a healthcare practitioner. It's honestly, you could be a student right now and land these high paying brand partnerships. Your social media following, you could literally have a following of 0 and still land $50,000 in brand partnerships. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So the fact is that you being featured in the media is what makes brands want to pay you to partner with them. So that's why step one of landing those $50,000 in brand partnerships is being featured in the media. Hence why the name of my program is called Master the Media, because it's literally step one in the media. So you're in the right place if you want to land $50,000 in brand partnerships in the next 6 months without spinning your wheels. I'm Amy Gorin. I'm going to do a bigger introduction of myself in just a few minutes. But first, I want to know, which are you? Tell us in the chat, do you want additional income? So you want a secondary income from paid brand partnerships while you're keeping your full-time clinical or private practice job, or you want a primary income? You want to replace your current job with paid brand partnerships. I can tell you that most of the students that we work with in Master the Media are in that additional income camp. I'm in that primary income camp, and I'm seeing a lot of you guys are saying additional, some of you guys are saying primary. So I love it. So the fact is, brand partnership income can come from multiple partnerships added together, or even one single partnership. I know it sounds a little crazy to imagine, but you can get a $50,000 partnership from one single partnership. And I'm going to walk you through that today. So my goal is that you know what it takes to make $50,000 in brand partnerships in the next 6 months by the end of this masterclass. And honestly, that 6 months it's an overestimation. We have Master the Media students who are landing high paying partnerships in a matter of weeks of working with us. So you're here today for how to earn $50,000 in brand partnerships in 6 months as a healthcare professional. I'm Amy Gorin. I'm a plant-based registered dietitian nutritionist. I'm founder of the Master the Media training and certification program and of Brand Partnership School, which is exclusively available to you when you enroll in Master the Media. We'll talk more about that later today. But first, I want to share the story of Christy. Christy is an amazing sports nutritionist, and she is a current Master the Media student. And in her first week of working with us, she landed a $5,000 brand partnership from a brand that we connected with her with. And she said, I didn't know it could be this easy. I already have an established business, but I wasn't charging my worth, and I was making things overly complicated. I feel so supported and excited. So today we're going to go over my 3-step paid brand partnership process. We're going to go over how to land $50,000 in brand deals in the next 6 months. And we're going to go over how to make paid brand partnerships your reality. We're going to do a live Q&A. We're also giving away an Aura Ring to the most engaged participant. And I'm going to walk you through the Master the Media program. So I want to ask a question. What do you need to do first in order to get paid by brands? A, create a huge social media following. B, pitch yourself to brands. C, get featured in the media. The answer is C. That's what matters. And that's why we're talking about media and its importance, because brands want to see you featured in the media. That's why they're going to want to pay you to work with them. So my 3-step paid brand partnership process is: number 1, getting featured in the media. Number 2, sharing those media features with brands. Number 3, landing $50,000 in paid brand deals. And we're going to talk about how to do this in detail. So I'm going to be using the term media feature a lot today. You might be wondering, Amy, what's a media feature? So here's a few examples. It can be a quote in a US News article or an Eating Well article, so on a website, in a magazine, in a newspaper. It can be you featured on NBC or an ABC TV segment. It could be you being interviewed on a podcast episode. So when you are a media featured healthcare professional, that's what makes brands want to pay you to work with them. Brands have all of this money. They have these huge marketing budgets, and they need credible and credentialed experts to talk on their behalf to the media. So they basically want you to do the marketing for them, and they want to pay you a lot of money to do that. And so it's a win-win for everybody. And so there's a lot of ways you can work with brands. There's literally hundreds of ways. Here's just a few examples. It could be a brand partnership, could be you writing content for a brand's website. It could be you hosting a virtual cooking demo or a fitness demo on a brand's Instagram. It could be you answering questions at a brand's trade show booth. And so you see here that a lot of these examples, or actually all of these examples, are you creating content for a brand's platforms, which is why I say you could literally have 0 social media followers and land $50,000 in brand partnerships in the next 6 months. I want to talk about money. We're going to be talking a lot about money today. So the median healthcare professional gets paid too little. You guys went to school for a long time. You invested a lot in your education and those credentials. But the typical dietitian earns about $70,000, and the starting salary is even lower. A chiropractor, the median salary is $76,000. A nurse, the median salary is $86,000. An occupational therapist, the median salary is $96,000. And a physical therapist, the median salary is $100,000. And honestly, it's just not enough. So imagine earning $50,000 in the next 6 months for just a few days or a few weeks, the equivalent of a few weeks of work with a brand, because you're a healthcare professional. You're going to get paid that much because your endorsement as a healthcare professional is worth it. And this is important. We're talking about earning $50,000 in brand partnerships today because you don't get paid enough to be for your amazing expertise and credentials. So tell me in the chat, what would you do with $50,000 in brand partnership income? Would you go on a vacation? Would you buy a house? Would you pay off credit card debt? Would you help your parents? Would you invest in your kids' education? So you guys are saying pay off debt, vacation, invest and save, settle bills, open up a CD, buy a house, put kids through college. I love this so much. And so I want to show you what I've done with the money freedom that I've created from my brand partnership income. So here I am with my husband, Lawrence, and I love this picture because this is at a pool party we hosted last summer. And we entertain a lot. We love having family and friends over. And we kind of go big with every party we have. We get catering, we hire help so that we can enjoy the party. And it's one of my favorite things to do with my extra income is to spoil my family and friends. And so here is my family. I want to kind of just introduce you to them. My fur babies, Link and Figaro, all dressed up for Halloween. And here I am with my husband, Lawrence. We're really excited to be welcoming our first child later this summer. And here we are on vacation in Aruba with a flamingo. And one of my favorite things to do is to travel. We're taking a baby moon in a few weeks and just having that time and income freedom to take all the trips that we want to. So my history is I'm a second career registered dietitian. My first career, I was a magazine editor working in New York City. So I worked at Runner's World, Ladies Home Journal, Prevention, American Baby, Parents, Health Magazine, Weight Watchers Magazine, WeightWatchers.com. And I was the person who was contacting healthcare professionals to include them, to feature them in the magazine articles. I was the person meeting with brands, deciding what brands to feature in the magazines. And then I went back to school to become a dietitian. When I was an editor, I was making like $14 or $15 an hour. So I thought, I'll be a dietitian, I'll make more money. I got my first job working in a long-term care center, earning $40 an hour, which was not enough to live the way I wanted to. And I did not like that job. I was not happy. And then I started thinking, I literally met with brands every single day that I was a magazine editor. And I started reaching out to those brands. I said, hey, I'm a registered dietitian. I can be your spokesperson. I can be your brand partner. And I started getting paid $50,000 from brand partnerships over and over again. I started working with Panda Express, with Justin's, with Egg Life, Amy's Kitchen, Cognizant, and I started earning a lot more money than I'd ever made in my entire life. So before I was a dietitian, I was making anywhere from $30,000 to the most I ever made was $89,000 as a magazine editor. My first year as a dietitian, I earned $147,000 from my brand partnerships. My second year, I broke the formula. I figured out how to do this all. I earned $262,000 from brand partnerships alone. Every year thereafter, I've earned over $200,000 from brand partnerships. And I'm telling you this because that's what I teach healthcare professionals how to do, is to make this your reality as well. So here's a look at that year, my second year as a dietitian, where I made $262,000. And you can see that there are months, there's a month here, I earned $44,000. That's more than I made in an entire year as a magazine editor. And I'm sharing this with you because I just really think we should be having these transparent conversations about money and how to make money. So you might be wondering, $50,000 sounds great, but like, what does that actually look like? So here's a breakdown of some of the brands I've worked with. And, you know, I worked with a nut company and earned $41,000 from that partnership. I worked with a bread company and earned $29,000 from that partnership. I worked with a cottage cheese company and earned $23,000 from that partnership. I worked with a berry company for $22,000. I worked with a bean company for $21,000. I worked with a juice company for $14,000, an energy bar company for $15,000, and a hummus company for $10,000. And these are just some of the examples. So since I became a healthcare professional, I have earned nearly $2 million from paid brand partnerships. And this is in addition to everything else I do. I don't see patients anymore, but when I was seeing patients, in addition to running Master the Media, and in addition to running my blog. So this can be you too. And that's why I'm so excited to share all of this with you today. So I want to give you more examples of what those $50,000 brand partnerships look like. And then we'll walk into the how of how to do all this. So I worked with a restaurant company. It was a really fun partnership, and it was a $48,000 partnership. And what that looked like was we did 2 projects over the course of a year. The first part of the project, I got paid $12,000 for. It was a consulting project, so purely behind the scenes. And I did research for the restaurant on how to make their menu healthier. And then we did $32,000 of work together. I did media interviews on the healthy changes we were making. I was featured in a press release that went out to millions of people. I created some blog posts and social media for them. So that partnership combined, that $12,000 plus that $32,000 equaled a $48,000 brand partnership. And I did this in very, very part-time hours. It did not take more than the equivalent of a few weeks of work. Then here's an example of a $78,000 brand partnership example with a plant-based snack company. So we worked together over 3 consecutive years. And I'm sharing this example because the ideal brand partnership is not a one and done. It's a long-term relationship where hopefully they're coming back. They're so impressed by your work with them that they come back to you year after year. So the first year we worked together, it was about $47,000, and I did consulting for them and content creation for them. The second year, their budget was a little bit lower, totally fine. It was about $3,400, and I created some recipes for them, and we did a giveaway. The third year, it was about $28,000, and I did some TV segments for them, content creation for their website, and participated in a focus group. So all of that combined, 47,000 plus 3,400 plus 28,000 equaled a $78,000 brand partnership. So now I'm going to have one of our amazing students, Katie Hadley, she's a dietitian, share one of her examples. Katie, are you here with us?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, thanks so much for joining.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so my $48,000 brand partnership is actually a company that I've absolutely loved working with. So we met last year at Expo West in Southern California, and it was totally happenstance. I was taking a break from the expo, grabbing a cup of coffee, and there was a guy in line next to me, and we just started chatting, and he started talking about the fact that he runs a supplement company and they've been struggling reaching consumers. So, again, we don't know each other. So I'm listening and I'm like, wow, like this supplement sounds really, really cool. I have some different ideas. Like, have you tried, getting in touch with healthcare practitioners to like have them vouch for your product, since it is evidence-based and they can spread the word, and they can help get to consumers as well as other healthcare practitioners and, medical advisory board, and get on Fullscript. And I had all these ideas, and we were just, again, like totally organic conversation. And he was like, oh, wow. So he pulls out his phone, he starts taking notes, and then he's like, wait, like, who are you? Like, what do you do? Like, these all sound like awesome ideas. Like, how can we do this? So I was like, well, I'm a media dietitian, like I can help you. So went over to his booth and met the whole team. And then after Expo West, he followed up and he was like, hey, I've been in touch with my team. Oh, I don't think I said this, but he's the CEO of this company. So he's like, hey, so I've been in touch with my team, and we've actually decided that our top goal for Q2 is to have you be our spokesperson, and like to have you help us guide our messaging and like basically kind of shifting the language of the company. So we signed a 3-month contract to try it out. So I was on their medical advisory board. I put together a list of other healthcare practitioners that I thought would be interested in working with them. And they flew me out to Texas to do an in-person shoot, so that they could make meta ads from it. And it went so well during those 3 months that we ended up expanding. We signed a contract for the rest of the year with virtual shoots, a testimonial, photos on their Amazon listing and their website, and more meta ads. We then expanded to TikTok as well. And again, this is all on their platform, not even using my social media. I'm just their spokesperson. And then that all went great. And December came around and we re-signed for another 12 months. And we're also actually now talking about expanding. So this year we're doing in-person shoots, virtual shoots, more meta ads. I'm doing like research interpretation, helping to guide their claims. And now we're talking about even adding more deliverables around media interviews. And again, like the company has just been so much fun to work with. And it's been a really, really nice balance because I do see patients as well. It's been a really awesome balance to work with them and sort of mix up my day to day, have some fun with it, as well as like the heavier sort of patient work.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Katie. I mean, look at these numbers, like 10,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,500 plus 6,000 plus 30,000. You have, $49,000 in brand partnerships. That's incredible. And Katie is really amazing. She's in her 3rd round of being a Master of the Media student. And I share that because a lot of our students stay on for multiple rounds. We discount the rate a lot, but they stay on for our coaching and the brand partnership opportunities. We're connecting with them. And then I recently hired Katie as our community manager to help our students as well. So really excited to have her on board. So now that we've shared some examples, I would love to hear from you. What brand would you love to get paid with? So tell us in the chat. I know that a lot of you guys had put this in the beginning. So you're saying Ollie Vitamins, Jeff Peanut Butter, Oura Ring, Olipop, Mary Ruth, Truvani, Lesser Evil, Mega Food. I love these companies. And Lauren got an offer from Hippies the other day. That's one of my favorite products. I love it. Yogi Tea, Synergy. So you guys have such amazing goals, and I want to help you achieve them. So the Master the Media 3-step process is what we're going to walk through today. It's why my students and I have been able to make so much money from brand partnerships. It is simple, easy, and doable. So the 3 steps to earning $50,000 in 6 months from brand partnerships are getting featured in the media, sharing your media features with brands, and then making $50,000 from brand partnerships. And honestly, the 6 months is really an overestimation of how long it could take. It could take months, or even we've had some students land high, like $50,000 partnerships in a matter of weeks. So we're going to walk through step 1 of how to earn money with brand partnerships, which is getting featured in the media. So the media is, people who work for the media, just like I used to as a magazine editor. They're the people who write articles for websites, create segments for TV and radio and podcasts. They view you as the go-to healthcare professional. They want to feature you because of your healthcare expertise, and they actually need to feature you because they get a boost from Google for featuring somebody with healthcare credentials. So it could be a dietitian, a nurse, a doctor, an occupational therapist, a health coach, a chef. Because you're a healthcare professional, it's so much easier to get featured in the media. You have a giant leg up on just like somebody who's like, I blog but don't have any credentials. And brands want to pay you because you're featured in the media. I actually had one of our students tell me the story the other day. So before she joined Mastering the Media, she was doing a little bit of work with brands. She had an $800 brand partnership with one of her favorite brands. And then she, as a Master of the Media student, she learned that her expertise is worth a lot. Her endorsement is worth a lot. And so she was able to negotiate a $7,000 partnership with this brand that she had previously gotten $800 from, because she was able to show her worth as a healthcare professional who was featured in the media. And so she was able to charge more. So how this works is you as a healthcare professional get featured in the media. Here's an example of me. I was featured in a US News and World Report article on the best plant-based frozen meals. I love Amy's Kitchen. So I mentioned and featured Amy's Kitchen. Amy's Kitchen saw the article and they reached out to me and paid me to partner. So it's been a few years of working together. It's my dream partnership because I would talk about them anyway, even if I wasn't getting paid. And so in addition to what we teach you in Master the Media, we're also introducing Brand Partnership School. And this is free when you enroll in Master the Media for a limited time. We're not selling it on its own. And we're going through everything you need to know to work with brands. So in the first week, we're talking about how to inspire brands to pay you. And the second week, we're talking about how to land those $50,000 brand partnerships. And we're giving you suggested pricing for 60 deliverables. So now I want to talk about step 2 of earning money with brand partnerships. So step 2 is sharing your media features with brands. This is really important because you could do all of this, getting featured in the media, and then if a brand doesn't see it, it's not going to have the same result. So here's a question. Put your answer in the chat. Where should you share your media features? A, your website, B, your social platforms, C, and blog posts and newsletters, D, with brands, or E, all of the above. The answer is all of the above. The more places you share it, the more brands are going to see it. And I want to walk you through some examples. So here's Dr. Simran. She is a Master of the Media student. She's a triple board certified physician, and she was featured in Glamour. And she highlighted this on her Instagram page so that brands who checked her out on Instagram could see it. Here are Javier and Marissa Carlin. They are a physical therapist and a dietitian, and they highlighted on their homepage of their website where they were featured in the media. So Forbes, CEO Weekly, ABC, Success. Here's Melanie. She is a kidney health dietitian, and she has on her homepage that she's been featured in Forbes, Eating Well, Consumer Reports, Wine Spectator, Sports Illustrated. She shared this with brands, and brands saw these articles. And so she did paid partnerships with Tomato Wellness, Litholite Health, and the National Kidney Foundation. So by you being featured in the media, that gives you more credibility. You know, if you're an amazing dietitian, for example, and then you're featured in Forbes or you're featured in Eating Well, millions of people see those publications, and that puts more credibility behind your name. Brands want to pay you when they see you featured in the media. In fact, there are so many brands that reach out to me because they see me in the media. That's a question I get a lot, like, are there enough brand partnerships for everyone who's an expert? And I have been doing this for 20 something years, and there are more partnerships than there are media trained experts. So many that I pass on 99% of the partnerships I'm offered to my Master the Media students. So we directly help, and we do this every single week. We directly connect our students with exclusive paid brand partnership opportunities. Here's just a few examples of the brands we've connected them with. So I Am Eat, which is David Beckham's new supplement brand, Impossible Foods, Doctor's Best Supplements, Pendulum Probiotics, Olipop, Egg Life, Hodo Tofu, Haas Avocado Board, Califia Farms, Now Foods, Pure, Chobani, Maple from Canada, Great River Milling, Route 22 Meats, Justin's, Harvest Snaps, and Food for Life. And I want to share another example of what a $47,000 brand partnership looks like. This is Uma. She's an amazing Master of the Media student. She's a dietitian and a personal trainer. She owns her own gym with her husband. And so she did a $15,000 partnership with a plant-based company. It was a combination of Instagram Reels, media interviews, and she did some advisory board work for the brand. And then she earned $32,000 from a supplement company where she did media interviews, Reels, and she also helped connect the company with other healthcare professionals. And so that $15,000 plus $32,000 equaled $47,000 in brand partnerships. And Uma said, she has had many years of being a healthcare professional before she came to Master the Media. And she said, Master the Media is pushing me to share all I know in an amazing and new way. And so during her first 6 months with us, she secured more than $40,000 in brand partnerships. Almost $30,000 of that was directly from the partnerships that we directly connected her with. So we walk you through this in detail, not only in the Master the Media program, but also in Brand Partnership School, which is free when you enroll in Master the Media. So it's a 6-week series. In week 3, we're going to talk about being the go-to healthcare professional that brands want to hire. In week 4, we're going to talk about getting your pitches seen and read by brands. We're going to give you direct contact information for over 2,300 brands that you can pitch yourself to. So now let's talk about step 3 of how to earn money with brand partnerships, which is landing those partnerships, which is why I know you're here with us today. So step 3 is earning $50,000 in brand partnerships in 6 months. So I want to ask you a question, put the answer in the chat. How many hours a week do paid brand partnerships take? A, as little as 2 to 3 hours, B, 10 hours, C, 20 hours, D, 40 hours. The answer is as little as 2 to 3 hours. Truly, paid brand partnerships fit into very, very part-time work, part-time hours, and it's really easy for this to fit into whatever else your schedule includes. So I want to run through some examples. So you could give a quote in a press release, and that press release would go out to millions of people, and that might take you 20 minutes. And you could get paid $5,000 for that. You could give a testimonial of why you like the product, and the brand would feature that on their website. That might take you 20 minutes, and you would get paid $5,000. You could create a social media post for your platform or the brands. It might take you an hour, and that could earn you $3,500 or more. You could spend a few hours creating a recipe for a brand and get paid $2,500. And you could create a blog post for a brand, spend a few hours on that, and get paid $2,500. And it's not like you're just doing one or two of these things, you're packaging them together. So the reason this adds up to that $50,000 is, say, for instance, you did 2 press releases for a brand, a testimonial, 3 blog posts, and 5 social media posts. Now you've got a $50,000 partnership. And it's truly as simple as that. So when we talk about making $50,000 in brand partnerships in 6 months, it's not a one and done. It's over and over and over again for the entire course of your entire career. And that's why this is just an incredible way to add additional income to what you're already doing. So brands look for one thing when they're deciding who to partner with. They're looking for your healthcare professional expertise. You don't need a social media following. You could literally have 0 followers. Katie, she shared her story when she joined Master the Media. I think she had about 600 followers. She still has, I think, a little, maybe like 1,000 or so followers now. So not a huge following, and she's doing amazing. You don't need to be extroverted. I am an introvert. I will for sure be putting on my cozy socks and snuggling with my cats later today. You don't have decades of experience. We work with a lot of people who are still even students right now or going through their dietetic internship or master's program. And you don't need to annoy people. I think a lot of people think like, oh, I'm going to work with brands. Like, does that mean I have to feature brands every day on my social media? If you go look at my Instagram, you might see 1 brand a month featured on there. It's not a lot. I want to share another example with you. So this is Christy. She is a Master of the Media student and a dietitian. And she earned, this is her example of how she earned $59,000 in brand partnerships. So she did a $2,000 partnership with a supplement company. She did 1 social media post that was posted on their account. She did a $3,000 partnership with a running shoe company. She did an Instagram post on her account. And then she did a $54,000 partnership with a milk company. So she did media interviews that that they set her up with. She developed nutrition training tips for training guides, some social media posts. And then the best part, they paid her to feature her on their website. So that's something called name and likeness, where you're literally getting paid for being you, where the brand uses your name, your biography, and your image. And so she earned $54,000 from that. So that 2,000 plus 3,000 plus 54,000 equaled $59,000 in brand partnerships for Christy. So I want to share some of my own examples of partnerships that added up to $50,000 in brand partnerships. So I worked with a soy company where I got paid $1,500 to write content for their website. I worked with a meal delivery company where I got paid $2,500 to write a blog post for my website. I worked with a kitchen appliance company where I got paid $4,400 to be the talent at an event. I worked with a nut company where I got paid $5,800 to do media interviews and help them with an event. I worked with a brain health company where I got paid $15,000 to speak for less than 10 minutes and do some social media posts. And then I worked with an olive company where I got paid $21,000 to do some one-on-one media meetings with them and some social media. So all of that combined equals $50,000 in brand partnerships. We are also always bringing opportunities to our students, and brands are coming to us to ask us, who do we have? We just had a seafood company come to us today who wanted to hire a dietitian. But here's an example of Impossible Foods came to us and said, hey, we need some new experts. And so we connected them with 10 of our students, dietitians, physicians, dietitian technicians, health coaches, personal trainers, and they hired all 10 of them. I can't tell you how much, but it was a lot of money. So I want to ask you guys a question, put the answer in the chat. Which of these would a brand pay you to do? A, behind the scenes consulting, B, being the talent at an event, C, hosting a webinar, D, appearing on a podcast episode, E, writing health messaging for a brand's website, F, creating recipes or workout plans, or G, all of the above? The answer is literally all of the above. There are hundreds of ways you can partner with brands, and I love helping my students come up with ideas. Like we had, you can do training guides or recipe ebooks too. And so here's Ashley. She's a graduate of Master the Media, and during her time with us, she was featured in over 100 different media features. And because the brand saw that and she shared it with them, she landed $25,000 in brand partnerships. And this is something that we teach you how to do not only in Master the Media, but also in Brand Partnership School, which is free when you enroll in Master the Media. It's a 6-week series. Week 5, we go over what to charge. And week 6, we go over how to land $100,000 partnerships, how to keep on working with the same brands over and over. And I also share my 15 templates that help me land over $2 million in brand partnerships. So if you want to go at this on your own, your voice is needed, and I am cheering you on. I know that a lot of you guys want that secondary income in those part-time hours. That's what most of our Master the Media students are. There's also a lot of people who want to do this full-time. That's what I did, and it doesn't take that many hours. You can build that secondary income in part-time hours. But I really want to speed up you earning $50,000 in brand partnerships by October of this year. So that's why we're offering, if you join today, you get $10,000 in bonus trainings. So this is if you join by midnight tonight. And what we're offering is the bonus that you get if you enroll by tonight is 5 bonus trainings to accelerate your success. This is worth $5,000. And you get trainings with our incredible instructors. You get how to market yourself on your social media and your website with our very own marketing strategist, Krista. You get pitching, how to pitch yourself for TV and media and brands with Alicia, who has won an Emmy and has been on Good Morning America for a long time. You're going to learn how to find contacts for anyone who's not on that list of 2,300 contacts that we share with you. Nicole, who is the past editor-in-chief of All Recipes magazine, is going to lead you through this. I'm going to walk you through how to negotiate and what to charge for all the different brand deliverables. And then our legal instructor, Dan, is going to walk you through everything you need to do to protect yourself legally. So right now is the best time to set yourself up for $50,000 in brand partnerships. So if you get started now, by the time summer comes, by the time you get to June, you're going to be ready for, a lot of brands have their fiscal year starting in the summer. So they start in July or August. So you're going to be set up for working with those brands when their fiscal year starts. A lot of people take time off during the summer. And if you are focusing on this now, you'll be able to really get yourself set up for earning those $50,000 in brand partnerships. So to make earning $50,000 in brand partnerships as easy as possible, we'll bring you hand-delivered paid brand partnership opportunities. Some of these are even over $50,000, and these are exclusive to our students. You're going to get expert feedback on your pitches and your proposals to brands. So whether it's a proposal with pricing, like we'll help you with that one-on-one. Here's Sarah. She's a dietitian who actually works full-time, and she earned $17,000 in brand partnerships so far since starting Master the Media. And she says, Master the Media was the best investment for me as a dietitian because it has led to fun work I enjoy. And so honestly, yes, this is super lucrative, but it's also just really enjoyable work. And we share everything that you guys have ever asked us for to help you land $50,000 in brand partnerships. And this includes what's brand new in Brand Partnership School, which you'll get if you join Master the Media now. So you get contact information for over 2,300 brands, which honestly, this is not available anywhere else. This makes it so much easier to land partnerships. You're going to get suggested rates for 60 brand partnership deliverables. You're going to get 15 proposals that have helped me land $2 million in brand partnerships. You're going to get my easy template for pricing partnerships. Our students have said this has been a game changer for them. And then you're going to get gifts from brands who want to work with you, and we'll show you how to use these to land paid brand partnerships. Now, I know you guys met Katie earlier, and I just want to share her story a little bit more. So by her first 6 months of working with us, she had secured $41,000 in brand partnerships. And a lot of these were opportunities that we directly brought to her. She has now more than doubled her annual income, and she's earned over $150,000 in brand partnerships, which is just incredible. So in Master the Media, you'll have a community of people just like you. You'll have their help to see the mistakes they've made so you don't make the same mistakes. You can bounce ideas off of each other, and you'll make even more money. Also, Master the Media is entirely virtual. You can attend from anywhere, from any country, for our coaching calls that happen every single week. And most brand partnerships are also virtual. If you want to, you can join in-person events that we host throughout the year. So here is an example of a dinner we had with Olipop, where they came to us and said, hey, we want some new experts. We got together a group of amazing experts. I think they hired every single one of them. We host an event every October where we bring together brands who want to work with you. And a lot of our students get partnerships from those brands. So this past year, we had the Peanut Institute, Too Good & Co., Alaska Seafood, Oatly, Olipop, Amy's Kitchen, Dave's Colored Bread participate. So Master the Media is perfect for you if you want to land $50,000 in brand partnerships in the next 6 months. If you want the fastest, most proven path to earn your dream income. If you want the community, the expert instructors, and the handholding to get you there. Doors are open right now. When you sign up, you unlock everything immediately. You can scan this QR code, or you can go to the link in the chat, masterthemedia.co/course. And before we move into the Q&A, I just want to share Jennifer's story because we get the question all the time, can you be in a different country? And we actually work with a lot of Canadian experts. So Jennifer has landed over $15,000 in brand partnerships since she started Master the Media. She actually had some experience working with brands, but we helped her negotiate larger partnerships and pricing and help directly connect her with those opportunities. So if you want to start earning $50,000 in brand partnerships in the next 6 months, you can immediately sign up right now. You're probably wondering, what does this cost? So the cost is $13.97 a month for 6 months. We have additional payment plans. We have 9-month payment plans on our website. And for this, you get all of our media training and certification, media coaching, marketing and negotiation coaching. You get an introduction to our network of 6,500 brand decision makers. We share exclusive opportunities for brand partnerships that are $50,000 plus. We have a brand contract template that was created by our attorney that you can use. We have a private Facebook community with daily coaching, and you get lifetime access to all of our trainings. And we have in addition to myself, we have expert instructors who give you one-on-one feedback throughout each of their 12 modules. So we have Alicia, who is our broadcast instructor. She has won an Emmy, was on Good Morning America. We have Dan, who's our legal instructor. He literally created a contract that you can use for your brand partnerships. We have Katie, who's a media coach. We have Jonathan, who marketed 5 Super Bowls and 75 best-selling books, and he helps you figure out your niche and who you're talking to. We have Nicole, who is the past editor-in-chief of All Recipes. She helps you with your sound bites to talk to the media and freelance writing pitches. We have Ansley, who designed the website for the home edit and Master the Media. She helps you with your media kit. And we have Simran, who is a triple board certified physician and our physician advisor. So I want to share Kelsey's story because Kelsey, she's a Master the Media graduate. She's a single mom, and her income for Q1 of when she was working with us went up 60% from the year before. And she landed 3 new brand partnerships in 3 months. So I just love these stories because we have so many of them. And we often get the question, do you have a money back guarantee? we do. If you enroll, try out our coaching and you're like, this is not for me, tell us within 7 days, we'll give you your money back, no questions asked. And then just a reminder, Brand Partnership School is completely free when you enroll in Master the Media. It's worth $5,000. We're not offering it anywhere else. And this is the only way to get that contact information for 2,300 brands, suggested rates for 60 brand partnership deliverables, and so many templates. So in Brand Partnership School, in week 1, we're going to walk through inspiring brands to pay you. Week 2 on how to land $50,000 partnerships. Week 3 being the go-to healthcare professional that brands want to hire. Week 4, getting your pitches seen by brands. Week 5, knowing what to charge. And week 6, landing $100,000 partnerships. So I'd love for you to join us. Doors are open. You can scan this QR code or go to masterthemedia.co/course. And in addition to our training and coaching, we also have Master the Media certification. So if you're in Master the Media, everyone's eligible for this. And you get this expert stamp of approval that says, Amy Gorin, media trained me. I have literally thousands of contacts in the media and in brands. And this makes it so that those brands want to hire you. So before we move into the Q&A, I just have one last story I want to share. Amy is a dietitian. She's been a dietitian for 25 years. And she says, I can say with confidence that Master the Media is the best training and most useful certification I've had in my career. So I can't wait to work with you. And now we're going to jump into the giveaway. We're giving away an Oura Ring to the most engaged participant. So as a reminder, make sure you're participating in the conversation, answering questions, asking questions, and then I'm going to bring in my business coach to help facilitate the Q&A. So Megan is here.
Hello, it's so good to be here, everyone. And I just want to attest to Master the Media. I did it back in 2023, and even though I am Amy's coach, I have truly loved working with her. I have seen so many amazing results for her clients, and I'm even thinking about coming back to join as a participant in Master the Media, hopefully sometime this summer, if not for sure in the fall. So Amy, honored to be here. And I also am not a dietitian. I am a life coach and business coach. So I want to say for anyone who is not in that niche, you are still able to get opportunities as well. So
yeah, because Megan is literally an expert in life and business. So that's incredible. So the way that the questions are going to work, I'm going to ask a question and then we'll go through that and then we'll have the audience ask a question. So if you want your questions answered, make sure to put them into the Q&A. Please try to not use the anonymous option just so we can follow up with you if we aren't able to answer your question live. So here's a question. What do you do if you're offered a partnership with a brand that you are not aligned with? A, take it anyway. B, say no, thank you. The answer is, I want to say obviously, but it's maybe not so obvious. Say no, thank you. I have turned down more partnerships than I can count because I didn't agree with either what was in the product or the brand's messaging. And this will make you be even more credible to brands by holding your line in the sand of brands you want to align yourself with. So Megan, let's ask an audience question.
Great. And I think that hopefully we've got time to do one or two, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I think we do.
And friends, I've been seeing so many comments in the chat. If you could please, at the bottom of your screen, there is a box that says Q&A. If you could please move your questions over there. As you can tell with the drawing, it gets a little crazy. So if you could move your questions over there, I would really appreciate it. And thank you. And then the first question we have is from Amy. Asked a great question about, do you feel like influencer marketing makes the market oversaturated? Is there more competition than ever before?
So that's actually a great question. And there's a few different layers to this. So the whole influencer. So first I want to break down you guys, because you have healthcare credentials, are experts with influence. You have influence without needing to have millions of followers. You literally could have 0 social media followers. Influencers, they have their influence because they have millions of followers. And so really there's no competition because the influencers, people are following them not because they actually have like an MD or an RD behind their name. And that's why brands literally want to hire you to work with you. And there's so many opportunities where brands, they just don't know how to find a credentialed healthcare professional to endorse their product. And that's where we step in. We literally are talking to brands every single day, finding opportunities for you and bringing them to you. So there's always going to be, honestly, more opportunities than there are healthcare professionals to take those opportunities.
Amazing. And then do you mind if I ask one more question?
Yeah, one more. Yeah.
Okay, so really quick, Rachel asked, is this seems diet or focused on RDs more than other healthcare providers? I'm going to give you some acronyms. She is a CPT, a CSCS with additional certifications, including nutrition. Would there be as many opportunities for me?
Absolutely. So she is a personal trainer with additional credentials, which is amazing. We actually work with quite a few personal trainers and quite a few nutritionists who aren't actually, registered dietitians. And the thing that matters is that you have a healthcare credential. It doesn't have to be RD. It can literally be, we work with physicians, we work with dietitians, we work with nutritionists, personal trainers, health coaches, physical therapists, and there's opportunities for every single one of you. I can't tell you how many brands I've talked to who are like, oh my gosh, you work with personal trainers, you work with health coaches. Like, we have been trying to get in touch with some of those amazing experts, and they're literally ready to work with you guys. So we're going to do one more question before we jump into more audience questions. So what types of healthcare professionals can Master the Media help land $50,000 in brand partnerships? And this is perfect based off of our last audience question. So A, registered dietitians, B, physical therapists, C, occupational therapists, D, nurses, E, physicians, F, chefs, G, all of the above. It's literally all of the above. I think we have probably at least like 20 or so different types of healthcare professionals that we work with. And we even have like finance experts and business experts, and we have a pet nutritionist too. So we go out of our way to find all of them brand partnership opportunities. All right, Megan, let's ask an audience question.
Okay, so Albert, and I hope I said your name right, Alvard, Alvard, asked, do you find it more successful to have a relationship with a brand when you pitch them or when they reach out?
Honestly, it goes both ways. So the really cool thing about what we teach in Master the Media is we teach you all about how to pitch brands, how to, find their contact information, what to say. We give you templates. We tell you what to say in the subject line. And then we're also directly connecting you with opportunities that we're bringing to you every single week. Though I would say the ones that are ready to hire and say, hey, we need, 2 experts to do this project. The great thing is that they're ready to hire you. With the brands that you're pitching, the great thing is oftentimes we're helping you come up with ideas to pitch the brands that the brand honestly hasn't thought of. And so what we help you do is part of your job as a brand partner is helping the brands realize what they need. So sometimes it might be like, hey, what are your goals, brand? Oh, you want to work with healthcare professionals. Well, have you ever thought about doing a webinar that's targeted toward healthcare professionals? And they might say, oh, we never thought of that. And that's something that you can help them with. That's just one of many examples. So Megan, we can do one more question.
Caroline asked a great question. How long does it take to reach out and hear back from a brand when you want to start a partnership?
Yeah, that's a great question. And honestly, there's no like set number. It really ranges from sometimes brands are ready to start working together like, next week. Sometimes you're talking for several weeks before you drop a contract and the budgets are approved. It really just depends on how ready to go the brand is. But that's the beauty of it. Like, I think a lot of times I get the question, am I going to be overwhelmed because I'm going to reach out to all these brands and then have all these brand partnerships? But because all these brands are on different timelines, they don't really overlap in, an overwhelming way. It's a very manageable way. So we're going to ask another audience question. Can you start Master the Media while you're still in school? A, absolutely. B, no way. The answer is absolutely A. We actually have a lot of students who are doing their dietetic internships or their medical residencies or in their master's or PhD programs. And this is a really great time to get started because first of all, you can start working with brands right away. That's what I did before I was even a dietitian. I called myself a nutrition expert. And second of all, by the time you graduate, you're going to be like ready to run. You're going to be so far ahead of your peers because you can start making not only your primary income, but also your additional income. So Megan, let's ask a couple of questions.
Okay, so a question, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Deepa, D-E-E-P, two E's, P-A, asked what about the brands that are not in your portfolio? I'm looking for specific products.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So we give you the contact information for, honestly, the list is growing every single month. Right now it has over 2,300 direct contacts on it. And then we're also networking with brands honestly, all the time to get opportunities for you guys. But we're also like helping you figure out, okay, I want to reach this brand. It's not on that contact list. And we help you figure out how to go about that. There's actually a pretty easy to follow formula where we walk you through the steps of how to find that contact and how to reach out to that brand. And that happens a lot. We have a lot of students who are like, oh, I want to work with a specific brand. We help them find the contact information and then they might end up working together.
Amazing. And then Katie asked, would you recommend this course to stay-at-home mom RDs? And there were like a couple of questions in this. Are moms able to leverage that expertise for more baby-oriented brands? And then a question for you that's like a little one, which might be fun, is are you planning on staying full-time once you have your baby?
Oh my gosh, I love these questions. Yeah, to the last question, absolutely yes. I would go crazy if I wasn't working and like I just love helping my students. So nothing is changing with Master the Media. If anything, I think it just gives me more of a perspective of, balancing all the things. And yeah, for moms, I mean, this is a great way to earn extra income. We have a lot of people in your shoes. We have a lot of parents. And the beauty of working with brands is it can change, like the brands that you are drawn to that you want to work with can change throughout your own lifestyle. So like right now, if you have kids, maybe you want to work with a baby food company or a kids product company. Later on, like maybe when you're going through menopause, you want to work with a menopause supplement. There's so many different ways that this works. And brands are really drawn to people who have not only that professional healthcare experience, but also that personal experience. So I love that question. All right, so we're going to ask this question. What brands have we recently directly helped Master the Media students land paid partnerships with? A, Olipop, B, Now Foods, C, Quebec maple syrup producers, D, Impossible Foods, or E, all of the above? The answer is all of the above. We are literally bringing brand partnership opportunities to our students every single week. So we're not only teaching you how to pitch yourself to brands, but we're also bringing those opportunities to you. So Megan, let's ask a couple more questions.
Okay, so from Shelly, apologies. What is the best way to find the contact for a brand when reaching out?
Yeah, so we actually walk you through this in Master the Media. I wish I could tell you right now, but it would take more time than we have. Like it would just take 2 or 3 minutes. But basically the long and short of it is I'll give you like the very quick overview of like you would use both your LinkedIn network and also some fairly targeted Google searching to find the contact. And then you find a name, submit that into a formula that we help you figure out. And then you send your pitch to a brand. A lot of the brands that you're going to want to work with are listed in our list of 2,300 contacts. We also are always asking our students like who they want to connect with. We hosted a retreat last year and I said, let me know your dream brands. And I reached out to every single one of those dream brands. I try and get them to sponsor our events. So we're always trying to get you connected with those brands that are on your list.
All right. Amazing. And also, for any of you guys that are having some questions about like how to sign up, please go ahead and I think that who do they need to message about signing up? Because I think people are like ready to roll and they're asking questions in the
Literally, the link, you can scan this QR code to sign up or go to masterthemedia.co/course. That link is also in the chat. So just click there, sign up, and you're in the program.
Excellent. Okay, great. So the next question I have is from Tyler. And Tyler was wondering, do you work with resident physicians? I'm worried about hospital work not allowing brand partnerships or wanting it to be associated with their brand.
Absolutely. We work with a lot of people in your shoes. And my advice is always like be as transparent as you possibly can with your place of work. Every place is going to have a different role. But for instance, we work with someone who was full-time at Dole Foods, and she just was allowed to work with any brand that wasn't a produce company. A lot of our physicians who work at hospitals, the beauty of a lot of the brands that we connect you with, like they're not going to be conflicts. So a food company isn't going to be a conflict with a pharmaceutical company that the hospital might not want you to work with. And so we'll help you navigate, okay, maybe there's a couple categories you want to stay away from, but all of these lifestyle and food categories like fitness equipment, food companies, those are all usually fair game, but we'll help you navigate that whole conversation with them. All right, so we have a couple more questions. How much did Master the Media students earn in brand partnerships last year? A, 150,000, B, 200,000, C, 500,000, or D, 1 million? And the answer is $1 million. I have to caveat this with it's probably much more than that. We did some kind of rough math based on the data we had to figure this out, but I think there was a lot of data missing. And this just goes to show that we are constantly helping our students not only find those high paying opportunities, but also negotiate the largest partnerships they can get. So Megan, let's ask a couple more questions. And just so you guys know what's on tap, we have just a couple more questions and then, and then we will roll out.
Amazing. Okay. So Marina asked, what kind of selling points do brands ask you to make as a healthcare professional?
Yeah, so I think what I'm getting is like what kind of endorsements or messaging points. And so these are usually something that sometimes you'll collaborate on those messaging points. That's usually one of my first questions that I ask a brand is kind of like, what is the messaging for this campaign? And that would be my first sense of like what I call the gut check. Are we aligned on this messaging? If like the brand wants me to say apples cure cancer, well, I'm sorry, we can't work together. But if it's just like apples have fiber and that helps, X, Y, and Z, then absolutely that works together. Sometimes part of your project will be helping the brand to create those messaging points, but it's usually a really fun collaboration.
Amazing. And then Mariah asked, are there partnership opportunities that are more physical in nature versus sedentary? Most of the work that she's found is sedentary and she's sick of sitting at a computer or an office all day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you like to travel or be on the go, you can basically there's options for anyone. Like if you want the sedentary, if you don't want the sedentary, one of my favorite things is speaking. And so you can, brands will hire you to travel to different places and do in-person speaking and then like networking events with their audience. A lot of times brands who have booths at trade shows like Fancy or ACLM, they'll want to hire experts like you guys to work at their booth and talk with people. So it's really, really fun. All right, so here's another question. How many brands will you receive contact information for so you can easily pitch them to land paid partnerships? So this is what we provide to you in Brand Partnership School. A, 10, B, 100, C, 250, or D, more than 2,300? The answer is more than 2,300. Literally, I just updated this month and we're always adding new brands and to the list, often based off of what you guys are looking for and who you want to partner with. So Megan, let's ask a couple more questions. We have time for just a couple more.
You got it. So Elena asked, how important is it to have a website set up? And can we go and highlight favorite brands before having a partnership?
So yeah, these are great questions. The website honestly, you don't need anything to start working with brands. You don't need a website. You don't need social media. I will down the road recommend at least having a one-page website where you can say like who you are, what you do, who you talk to, how to get in touch with you, but you don't need that right away. And yes, we actually have a really thought out strategy that works really well for how to kind of show brands that you partner with brands. And so part of what we do in brand partnership school is we send you a box of goodies from brands. We walk you through how to share those on social media and through other platforms, and then how to utilize that to get the brand's attention to have them want to pay you to partner with them. So that's just an example, but the answer is absolutely yes.
Amazing. And then Josh asked, how do you balance the ethical implications of brand loyalty and what the brand wants you to promote versus the code of ethics of your profession?
That's a great question. And the answer is always go with your gut. I can't tell you how many brands and I'm always very straightforward and like, I can't say that there's no scientific basis for that. And then I tell them like, here's what I do recommend we say. A lot of times the brands will really value that you're bringing like the science-based evidence to them. Sometimes you will have to walk away from a potential partnership because you just don't align, but you'll always get a sense of that before you start working together. And you'll never, like, I've never regretted turning down a partnership based off of my gut feeling. There's always more than enough partnerships who are aligned with what I want to work with and that I feel comfortable promoting. All right, so we have two more questions. So what resources do you get in Master the Media to help you earn $50,000 in brand partnerships in 6 months? A, brand partnership pitching templates. B, brand partnership contract template. C, an introduction to 6,500 plus brand decision makers. D, at least 30 small group coaching calls. E, all of the above. The answer is all of the above. There's so many more resources in this. I couldn't fit them all into a question. But this part about the 6,500 brand decision makers, what we do is we actually send out an email blast about you that highlights the kind of partnerships that you can offer to brands. And that's how a lot of our, that list goes out to actually close to 7,000 now brand decision makers. And that's how a lot of our students get partnerships. And then we have weekly group coaching calls, monthly group coaching calls, and special bonus group coaching calls. So there's a lot of coaching.
All of the coaching, which is
exactly.
Okay, so Jennifer asked, how can I leverage media I've already completed that's unrelated to lifestyle medicine to get brand partnerships? I've done TV and radio segments giving education on Medicare and Medicaid Advantage, and I'm about to record a lecture for the AAFP on insurance and Medicare.
Oh, I love this question. So the fun fact is not every piece of media you do needs to or should be related to your area of expertise. So like myself, for example, I'm a plant-based dietitian. I've done interviews with like Brides Magazine about like how to have a virtual wedding. I've done interviews with like prevention about my personal experience with having eczema. But the important part is I have those media features. And so you can put those logos on your homepage of your website and say as seen in, as featured in, prevention, Forbes, ABC, NBC. And then you can also have a media page on your website where you're highlighting all those different TV segments and awesome speaking engagements that you've done. A lot of times brands who want to hire speakers will just check those out to say, oh, you're really great on camera. We are, either want you to do a TV segment for us or you want to hire you for a keynote speech. And that's a really great way to just show the brands what you're capable of.
Amazing. And then Elena asked, is it important to establish your niche first before contacting brands?
So yes and no. So let me walk you through that. So a lot of our students who start in Master the Media have no idea what their niche is, and that's perfectly okay because the first thing we help you with is figuring out your niche, which is who you're talking to, what audience you're focused on. So for me, it's plant-based nutrition. That's the first thing that our marketing instructor walks you through and really does like a deep dive into that with you. We will be bringing you brand partnership opportunities from the very first minute that you join Master the Media, and you don't necessarily have to have your niche carved out from that day. If the brand wants, a dietitian, and you haven't figured out yet that you're going to be a gut health dietitian, you still have those credentials that the brand is looking for. Not every partnership I've done has been 100% about plant-based nutrition. Like I've worked with, different products like I've even talked, I've worked with seafood companies. So, and there's always a way to kind of pivot the conversation to, I'm actually a plant-based dietitian who eats seafood, but there's always a way to kind of to make that work. All right, so this is the last question, then we'll answer a couple audience questions, and then that is it. So what kinds of expert instructors will guide you and master the media? A healthcare professional who's earned $2 million in brand partnerships. B, a contract lawyer. C, an Emmy award-winning TV talent. D, a marketing guru who's marketed 75 best-selling books. E, past editor-in-chief of All Recipes magazine. Or F, all of the above. The answer is all of the above. We are constantly looking for amazing talent to be our instructors and just to help you guys as propel forward on earning those $50,000 in brand partnerships. So Megan, let's ask 2 more questions.
All right. So Adrian asked, what's the typical ROI seen for the 8K program?
Yeah. So when you invest in Master the Media, I mean, I always tell people it's what you put into it. So, but if you follow the program, then, we have our students like earn anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000 or $90,000 in brand partnerships. Obviously, if you sign up and never do anything, that's a whole different story. But really, I asked Katie a while back, like what helped her earn $150,000 in brand partnerships. And she said, I literally I do what you tell me to do. I follow the program to a T. And so I think just not questioning yourself in the process, and it can be actually pretty quick and seamless, and just believing in that.
Amazing. And then Carlette asked, I'm an UK registered dietitian. Does this mean I can't get American brand partnerships? Or does this mean I can, or should I be aiming for UK and European brands only?
Oh, I love this question. The answer is all of the above. So we work with a lot of international students. We have students who are in Canada, in Norway, and a lot of different countries in Australia. And so the Canadian students, for example, obviously they work with some Canadian companies, but they work with a lot of American companies too, because a lot of the American companies are like, maybe they're starting to have their products on the shelves in Canada and they want help with getting the word out about that. Also, I mean, you can basically position this any way you want, but most of our international students end up working with products in their own country and in America. And it just works out really well because you actually have more opportunities sometimes because you have like those 2 actual like geographical areas to have brands consider you for.
Okay, amazing. And then Stephanie asked, do you share research on products with other dietitians that are working with patients? And also asked how many hours until the deadline because she's in a different time zone.
Oh, I love that. So the deadline for the $10,000 in bonuses is in 11 hours from now, or actually 10 hours and 45 minutes. And then can you repeat that last question?
Yes, I was like, sorry, I know I asked you like kind of 2 at once. Also, by the way, this is the most questions we've ever had. There are 58. So we will definitely be following up with you guys. But the other question that Stephanie asked was like, do you share the research on products with other dietitians that are only working with patients?
Oh, okay. So I think I understand your question. So whether you're working with patients or you're like me and you don't see patients, you can absolutely work with brands and they will find you incredibly valuable. I did keep my hand in the, like, I would have a couple of patients at a time just so I could kind of like use that in my media interviews to say, well, my patients say X, Y, and Z, but like, honestly, now I just am like, I recommend, this is what I tell people to use product wise, and that works really well. So the brands will be attracted to you no matter if you see patients or not. So I am so excited to work with you guys. Doors are open. A reminder that if you enroll by tonight at midnight Pacific Standard Time, you'll get those $10,000 in bonuses. So you'll get brand partnership school, and you also get those 5 accelerator trainings. And you can scan this QR code or go to masterthemedia.co/course to sign up. And I will be reaching out over email to announce the Oura Ring winner. So have a great day, everybody.